All right, well, you may have seen the post just before this. My husband had the great idea of going camping, just being in the fresh air, the sunshine, and the things to help me fight this virus. I woke up still totally impacted, my head full. But I did use nose drops because that's all I have out here at camp, and it's worked, whereas yesterday it didn't, so that's a good thing. And just when we got to the point of being clear and walking outside, had a laugh and some joy, I was aware that we had that joy. And then I got a text from somebody. It looks as though I have a loved one probably having a heart attack. So we're quickly loading up so that we can at least get closer to home. I don't want to share my virus just yet, but at least, being broken down and closer to home. So here's the deal. A lot of times, a situation like this, I would hear people say, man, when it rains, it pours. Or I would hear, man, karma, or, oh, geez, it just never ends. There's stuff coming all the time. And the thing is, you're right. There's stuff coming all the time. Because that's what human is. And when you have people around you whom you love or you care for, they have things going on with them. It's not always just what's going on with you. They have things going on with them that are going to affect you and impact you. And it's really easy to get down when it seems like waves are coming at you. And I guess that's what's so important too about Grief Recovery Method is it's a living practice to help you stay pretty light, pretty clear, pretty emotionally free on the inside. So when these things that happen to humans happen, it's not like, oh no, the world's terrible, karma, this is awful, why is this happening? Everything's bad, everything always goes sour, there's never a break. I get that we can feel that way, and I definitely can feel that way sometimes too, but at the same time, if I'm really honest, these are the things that happen with humans. It's not because of anyone's doing per se, and it's not because karma. It's not because all of the bad ideas that we might have tucked inside of us. Those are usually connected to our own emotional buildups. So the thought is, as I'm breaking down camp here, good, got that one full. As I'm breaking down camp and packing up and getting ready to go before we really even got started, I want you to think about that. How do you respond with the unexpected, terrible news? Does it feel like a personal attack against your spirit, against your soul, against your life? Do you start to believe it's because you messed up and you did something wrong, or you deserve this? Or do you have the freedom to say, okay, this is what we're facing right now. Man, I'm really thankful for this out-of-body experience I had 20 minutes before I got this phone call, where I was able to see my husband and I actually laugh, and the dog running and playing like a puppy and having a good moment. It doesn't have to be, okay, life hates me, God hates me, the universe hates me. I must have done something terrible to deserve this. It's actually just something that happens to humans. And we'd like to believe that we could eat perfectly and exercise perfectly and pray and meditate perfectly and supplement perfectly and do all the things perfectly. But when we're really honest, we're still human at the end of the day, and we're going to have to face these things, whether they're with us directly or with us indirectly, connected to someone we love or care about or we're responsible for. And it's really just part of doing life. So I use a grief recovery method so beastly in all the areas, in all the situations where I might feel afraid, ashamed, embarrassed, sad, scared, afraid, unsure, uncertain, unknown, whatever it might be that's other than pure joy and happiness, I use grief recovery method in all of those moments so that when one of life's unexpected moments, it doesn't have to bowl me down and take over life. I'm pretty free and clear to face it and to find clarity pretty quickly on what I need to do, what makes sense, to move in a ready position so I can be present for those who may need me. I want you to think about that. How do you respond and react when really regular, normal life things happen, but they're not fun, they're not exciting, they're not the hoped for moment, but they are a human one? How do you respond? How do you react? Can you keep your head on? Do you know what to do? Do you start to believe you called it upon yourself, that you're being punished? Do you think really deep about it? And do those deep thoughts kind of beat you up? That might be a really good sign that we need to incorporate grief recovery method. And I want you to hear me say, it's not a one-time deal. If you've done 1, 2, or 5 completions, and you know what that means if you've been in one of my classes, I would say do that minimum of a quarter. 5 completions a quarter. Yeah, I have somebody right now who does one most days. I've been in periods of my life where I have to do one every day. It's just how it is, y'all. Okay? I want you to know I love you. And when you're facing the unexpected, you don't have to be alone and believe that you're being beaten for some reason emotionally or spiritually. It's just not true. It's just part of being human. And there's steps and actions we can take so that human is a little more bearable. Not fun all the time and not easy, but bearable. I love you guys. I don't know when I'll check in next. You know, being a single person, and I mean a single person to do all aspects of running a business. When there are unexpected things that happen, it makes it really challenging. For example, if you get sick, well, it's hard to keep up with all the calls and the emails and the actual students who are on the calendar. I can keep up with that. But the things outside of the already scheduled, well, I really struggle. So we're going into a struggle. If you don't hear from me, just know I love you and I'm working on it. I don't forget about you, okay? All right, bye, everybody.